talking of Atta and his matters, I think nature is dealing with it itself. Because the man says he won't come. He's not well. He's so sick. How many times were you not told that? So when the eyes people went and picked him, was he at the Mayo Clinic? Was he being treated? Or when they went to his house to arrest him, was he on a sick bed? And if he was on a sick bed, then it means these eyes people are very wicked. That they saw his deplorable state and still carried him to the detention center. Now he's fighting that he doesn't want to even come to his original land, the motherland. He's fighting the United States of America government that I don't want to come to Ghana. Hey! You there at the point that we wanted to get you out of government, say no, we were your children, you can't abandon us in difficulty. Now come back home, we say no. So issues of accountability, we cannot dilly-dally with it. It goes to the core of whether or not our democracy will thrive. And nobody must try to trivialize it. Those that are in court will wage Attorney General very well, he must push it. And he must not stop his press conference, he must do it. It is only those that are affecting, who are complaining about, he must do it. Now, I turn my attention to some of the issues that have been raised by my brother, Richard Anyaba, the Director of Communication of the New Patriotic Party. They want to remove him. I saw somebody's advert or poster. You haven't seen it? Hey, this guy at Woodbury, what's the name? But you have seen it. The man has already started advertising that he's the next communication director. I said, hey, my brother Richard, of all the things that he has done for this MBB.
Well, in a way, that office now is up for contest.
That's what the work that you have done, Richard. Even when it's so clear that you are not supposed to defend. That's what I've been telling the United Party. We will say take you. Irrespective of what. What one is the democracy? The man is already preparing to take him out.
So, I mean, he's trying to contest, so I think we'll grant it that.
Look, yesterday, or was it 2 days ago, we were sitting out somewhere, and somebody drew my attention to the fact that there was a press conference that was being held by the minority in parliament. And I couldn't believe it. I said, what was it about? They said the state of the Ghanaian economy in a year. So when I went, I saw Madam Patricia Appiagyei reading the statement. And I was like, what is happening? At the point, I didn't know whether they were trying to address the gold board issue once again, because the first one has been a disaster. That Kojo Nkrumah has run away. At the point, I didn't know whether they were dealing with the Bank of Ghana. So I said, what happened to constructive criticism from opposition parties? Mind you, the United Party is going to do a presser, a full one on the economy, because we are fine-tuning all the sectors. But as a minority party in parliament, you must always present a prepared, a well-prepared, well-researched position on governance matters. You have every tool available to you. As a minority party, you have the power to invite the governor of Bank of Ghana to parliament to ask him questions. You have the power to invite sector ministers. The minority is telling us that they have not exhausted all these options. What they are relying on now is that IMF, someone sitting somewhere, wrote a report and said that Ghana has incurred losses to the tune of $214 million. So that is their basis. And the woman says, oh, everything you say, no. The IMF says, Now I was asking myself, so if the IMF is saying that we have incurred a losses to the tune of $214 million, what is the position of the minority? Is it something that you have confirmed, as we are currently doing, gathering data to establish the veracity of the claims, or otherwise? Now, they go on to raise a matter that must agitate the minds of this administration if they care to know, and must take it very, very serious if they understand politics. The minority raises issues with insecurity. Various murder that has taken place in this country. Senator, were you in this country? You were in this country, of course, in the early 2000s. But you were in this country. Fantastic. In the days leading to the 2000 elections, do you know what was really the issue in this country? At least every 2 weeks, you saw a supposed dead woman's body or a report about a woman who was dead. You remember those issues? It was one of the key reasons why the NDC lost in the year 2000. So if I'm sitting here and I begin to hear the New Patriotic Party drum to the ears of the Ghanaian people that, look, women are being killed, young ones are missing, then I sit up and say, look, is it the case that they are creating the enabling environment for which reason very soon we will be seeing or hearing this news of dead bodies here and there? The national security must pick up. I'm going to petition the IGP to call the woman that did the press conference to explain her sources of data that suggests that women are being killed here and there, so that we can deal constructively with the matter. Because in the same vein, whereas she was claiming that women were being abducted, killed here and there, she said she rather congratulated the IGP, thanked the IGP for the yeoman job. So it gives me the indication that that murder bit is propaganda paving way, or they want to create the space so that other diabolic things will happen. Nurses on strike. One of the key reasons why this administration has not done well, according to the MPP, here, my brother Ayagba, that nurses went on strike and it was so negative to the administration. My goodness. These nurses that went on strike, they had an agreement with the MPP administration. Somewhere 2024. Are you with me? Now, in 2024, because it was an election year, that is what we do to ourselves with our body politic. They hurriedly went and agreed with the nurses on conditions that they themselves knew very well they could not honor. When they signed those conditions, then quickly they went and hid behind another body within that fraternity to send them to court. Two bodies went to court. Two bodies that agreed on the same condition. One went to court that, oh, you didn't have the bargaining power. Because of that, they deliberately decided to drag the matter to such a time that the MPP lost election 2024. The moment they lost that election, quickly the people went to court and withdrew that court process to put the matter squarely at the doorsteps of this administration. I keep saying that the only reason why the United Party is available is now. Now we want to kill every jandam, be it from the NDC or the MPP. We want to feed the people of this country with the truth. And so you went into an agreement that was virtually impossible to honor. And I believe that this administration must go back into that negotiation and then fine-tune it. Because whether we like it or not, it is Ghana we are bidding for all of us. And it is the taxes that we take that is used to pay workers in the public sector. The government cannot get any money outside the taxes that we are paying. And you cannot give what you don't have. This must be clear at all negotiation tables. No matter the difficulty, no matter how it make your government unpopular, tell them the truth. Church government workers were not happy because they gave them 9%. But you need to juxtapose that one with the inflation. Because at the time that inflation levels was at 30%, you increase government the public sector wage by 23%, meaning there was even a deficit of 7%. We live with this. Because at the end of the day, we understood what was happening, that the economy has been mismanaged. And some of us don't believe that once economies are mismanaged, the military must intervene. I don't believe in that. So under such circumstances, all that we could do is to wait to such a time that there will be elections where we would express our anger through voting. Then another matter that I hear them continue to drum into the ears is the fact that the Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice, Gertrude Araba Isaba Saki Tokono. No, now an innocent family, Tokono family, they have been receiving the bashes. You understand? The constitution was followed. A private citizen by name Daniel Ofori went to court. No, petitioned the president that the then Chief Justice Gertrude Araba Tokono had misbehaved and that she was also incompetent, and so petitioned the president. The constitution is so clear under Article 146 that when the president is petitioned, he has to, in consultation with the Council of State, determine a prima facie case. So now you ask yourself whether this was done. And the answer is an emphatic yes. The woman even attempted going to court because the petition had not been made available to her. Remember, it was made available to her, and the number of days was even extended, which I said I disagreed. In the Constitution 7:7, we are not doing any debit and credit anywhere. The woman answered to the petition. Indeed, based on the Constitution, a committee was formed. She had an opportunity of going before the committee. She had 4 lawyers that represented her. She submitted, together with the petitioner, more than 10,000 evidence. At the end of the day, the conclusion or the recommendation from the committee was that indeed she had misbehaved and that she had to be booted out of office, and the president in such circumstances has no other authority or other power than to act according to what the committee has recommended. Where in this whole arrangement did anybody flout the constitution of this country? But it is one of the reasons why the NPP is saying that this administration or the government has not performed. The United Party is here to come out with some of these things. But from my personal perspective, it was a beautiful thing done by the president. I keep telling you, Senna, it must never be difficult to sack a president. But if the president is not good, why must we entertain it? Huh? Has it ever been very difficult for Manchester to sack their coach? When supporters are crying. In the same way, if Ghanaians are not happy with the president, the constitutional provision is there. Now that we have been able to remove a chief justice, don't you think that it will be very easy next time to clear a president who is not performing? So that we are at peace with ourselves. So that cannot be.